Hello everyone, this is Evangelos 9, and I'm just gonna do a video for no reason whatsoever. I don't know why I'm doing this, but I'm gonna do it. So, remember when I gave you a description of the Windows 8 computer I got? Well, what if I give you a description of the computers that I have downstairs? I have two of them, as you may know from Troopinum playthrough, and other computer stuff. I have two of them, and I'm going to start with the one that I used first, the one that I play BeatStar on and no longer play BeatStar on because my data file got screwed up. Anyway, all of them are IBM ThinkPad series, but I don't know what year it is. I don't know what model it is, which sucks because I want to know. The only thing I can give you is a description of both of them. So, let me start with, well, the lid. All of them, I'm going to start with the computer. Well, I just said that. So, on here, the lid is not plastic. It's like well, it's kind of like plastic, but with a weird soft touch thing. On the top, you get a little card or some sticker. On the bottom right-hand side, you've got your IBM logo, both on the lid and the computer itself on the bottom right, the same location. And on the bottom left, there's something. I think that's supposed to be writing, but I don't know what it is. And the way to open it, this computer can't do that anymore, but the other one can. I'm going to demonstrate it on that one then, so I'm going to put that one down. Put the phone down. And so if you try to just open it, it won't work. On the back of this, like where your thumb sits when you're holding it, there's this little lock, or this little slider. You can slide that to the right, like so, and I can already feel that the lid is starting to come off. So you can open it like this, and then when you want to close it, you close it, and then you can feel the slider going to the right, and then go to the left again, which makes this sound. Okay, now, oh wait, okay, stop recording, good. I thought I pressed the volume button. So, let's go and open this computer up, the one that can't do that lock. So first, let's talk about the screens. The screens are basically identical. They are kind of the same, but they're not. They're a little bigger. I think they're like 15, no, either 13 or 11 inches. I don't know how much, but I might want to measure. Let me just see if all of them has got the same screen. Let's see. Yep, both of them's got the same screen, I think. So, yeah. Now, let's begin with the top row of keys, which will be a little interesting. So, you've got the escape key above the function keys. And then you have three little buttons on this little, I don't really know, it's like a raised set of things. The first button is mute, the second button is volume down, the third one is volume up, and then there's a horizontal, a little thinner, not circular button, and I think that opens some kind of ThinkPad utility. I don't know what that's about. And then on the right side, not totally on the right side though, you've got your power button, which is basically the same material as the volume buttons are. Then to the right of that, you got your scroll, lock, pause, and print screen keys, as well as your insert, delete, home, and page up, page down combo 6-pack. And then you've got your standard keyboard below that, including the gaps between F4 and F5, F8 and F9, and F12 and delete, or pause and insert, as you may want to say. Another thing I have to mention, the Windows key, the caps lock key, and the X key, they all have their little plastic things gone and their rubber things gone, so virtually they're just a touch. You have to touch where the key was and it activates, which is weird, but that's how it works. So I told you that there's the IBM logo both on the top and on the unit itself. Now, let's talk about the mouse. This thing doesn't have a touchpad. Some of them did, but this isn't one that does. Instead, they have what they call a track point. A track point is basically a little knob or something that's kind of rubberized, or you can move it in between the B, G, and H keys. And you can move that with your middle finger or your thumb. Like, well, yeah, you can move it around and it will move the mouse around. Which is kind of good, I guess, but I don't really use the mouse. I don't know if there are any other manufacturers who make things like this anymore. Most of them just have touchpads and click buttons below that, or mine, which just clicks the whole thing down if you press it, which is intentional though, because that's how you do right clicks. Anyway, below all the spacebar and stuff, you get a little opening, I think, and that's where your two mouse buttons are. Yes, you can't even hear it click like that. It's just kind of quiet. And there's also a middle mouse button. I don't know what that does. So yeah, and now let's move on to the sides. Starting from the top left, you've got your AC power adapter jack. And then you've got some fan holes, I think. Probably. An Ethernet port. Some weird, I don't know what that is. An HDMI port, at least I think. I don't really know. I don't think it is. It could be anything. Then you've got USB, a USB port on the left there. Or is it a USB port? Let's hope it is. And then you've got this thing that I don't even know what this is. It's kind of like something that you can, it's something with something written on it that you can kind of pull into the device itself. I don't really know what that is about. And then below that, we're getting close to the bottom left, we have my airplane mode switch. So what this does is turn off Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. If you flick it up, which I can barely do, that's what happens. If you flick it down, it will bring up a dialog box showing that it's now working. And to the real bottom left, there's a weird button. I have no idea what this does. This is not even a button. It's like, it's on every single of these IBM PCs. I don't know what these are about. I mean, ThinkPads. That's what I meant to say. Now, going to the front here, there's just holes for the lock. That's all it is. And you've got your actual lock. And to the right, starting from the bottom first, you've got another USB port. You've got a headphone jack. You've got a microphone jack. You've got something that's screwed in. I don't know what that's about. And you've got your hard disk. And then you've got some weird hole. I think that's for protection. And on the back, there's really nothing except for the battery door. So yeah, that's all that's about. And now, let's get to the other one and talk about the differences. First, let's open it. Click. So I told you the display is the same. And this time, you have your same layout, the power keys, the everything. This time, only the left arrow is the one that doesn't work that way, and this one has a touch screen. I'll never use it though, because it's not multi-touch, or at least I don't think it is. And it clicks the mouse way too much. The track point here is a lot more manageable to use. You've got your same mouse buttons, and you can also tap the screen, of course. So let's talk about this on the sides here. Starting from the top left, you've got your power adapter jack again, and the fan holes and all that stuff, and your Ethernet port, same thing, and the HDMI. Ethernet and HDMI. There are two things that look like an HDMI. One of them is here, the other one is somewhere else, which I'm going to get to later. Then there's USB port again, and you got that thing that you can pull out, and the Wi-Fi speaker and everything, and that weird button. That's the same thing. Now, going over to actually the surface of this thing, you've got a diagonal weird sticker on it still. I don't know what that says. Now going back to the bottom, you've got a weird rubber thing on the surface of it as well, which you can pull out. I don't know what that's about. And also, on the complete edges of it, there was supposed to be some rubber sticky things. Now they're gone, so you only have those holes. I don't know what that's about either. And you've got your lock and your SD card slot. Oh wait, I forgot about the SD card slot. They're both there. And this one actually has a card in it. You can retract it, or take it out, and it doesn't really have any card in it. And it's just an empty card reader. I don't really need it. But I'm still going to put it in. Same thing with the other edges. You put that in here, and surely enough, it'll stick in. There we go. Now, on the bottom right, you've got your USB, you've got your headphone, you've got your microphone, you've got your something. There's something else in here. I don't know what that's about. And now you come to something that kind of may resemble a HDMI cable or some sort. And then my open hard disk, which doesn't have a cover on. And then there's another weird thing for protection and another USB port here on the back. And speaking of the back, this one actually has a weird, I don't really know what, something on the back of it. It's like a rubberized something. I don't know what that's about. Another thing is that you can turn the screen around completely. And if you really want to make it like a tablet, turn your screen around like this, so that the screen is facing away from you. And then you can adjust that little lock on the top like that to make it go on the other way. If you really want to use it like a tablet, just lay it down, make it lock like this, and what do you know? It's a tablet. The problem is, I think you'll be using it backwards. The lock is going to be on the top like this, and you'll be using it like that. That's kind of weird to me. Anyway, let's get this out of here. Turn the screen back around like this. Come on, turn back around. There we go. I don't know why my iPad just turned on for no reason. So yeah, that was the description of my computers. And this time, I'm going to try. I'm going to close this one. I'm going to try and turn this one on. Because I tried and it didn't turn on. So I'll take it to charge a little bit. I'm going to open it and I'm going to press the power. 3, 2, 1. Now. Back then, it didn't have that weird sound. Now it's fixed. They've cleaned out everything, and that's why it sounds that quiet. But you can still hear a bunch of stuff. None of these have a disk drive, which is a shame because the newer ones, there was another one that I had, which had the same jack, the same AC adapter, but it was on the back, and it actually had a touchpad and buttons for that below the track point. Mouse buttons and the track point itself, which I don't think it makes sense. And then you also had no touchscreen, but you had a fingerprint reader. And talking about that, you actually have a fingerprint reader here on the screen somewhere. Oh wait, no, that's on the other one, which has a touch screen, and it also has some little buttons to kind of turn the screen around in some way. I don't know what that's about. But yes, it has a fingerprint reader, which I never use, because you have to swipe it, and that's never fun. Well, I'm saying that's never fun. It could be, for some people. Anyway, yeah, that's all I had to say for that one. But I want this thing to turn on. I don't think it will. But yeah. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed. And if you know anything about these two computers, then please feel free to let me know in the comments. So, as always, thanks for watching. Another video. Like, comment, subscribe, everything. And goodbye for now.